athletes to get your protein, and then they want like 1 gram of protein per pound of like your body weight, basically. I'm like, that's that's a lot, like
Oh,
every day.
it's Katrina's been big on her protein intake, and just hearing how much she has to eat is so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I mean, I just eat a lot of meat in general, and then we'll have a protein shake after every workout, and then mostly a protein bar with my lunch, and they're not too heavy, like it's not most like a 6 grams of sugar or something, so nothing awful. But yeah, it's I know that I need more protein if I'm really trying to build like muscles, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it's just like I do above average, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm not tracking my stuff yet.
yeah. You know what's weird is like, so for if I kind of want something that's a little sweeter at the end of the day, I'll do like a uh yogurt, um, like plain yogurt or whatever, nothing crazy. I'm not a big fan of Greek yogurt. I just don't like it doesn't taste good, so I don't eat it. Um, but then I've tried to mix in like chocolate protein powder with it, and
Mm,
like most of them are okay, but they're not great. I've been using the first form chocolate protein, and it gets
okay.
kind of like fluffy and it's good. Throw a little bit of honey in there. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, yes, I like that. That would be nice. Mix it up to get a little uh a yogurt protein bowl.
Yeah, it's good. It's a little switch up.
And it's so we've said this before, but man, it's so expensive to eat healthy.
Yeah.
It's just yeah, it's it takes longer. It's not as convenient, and it's more expensive. But
Dude,
it's obviously it's worth it if you want to. I mean, it's like your fuel. It's your health.
I
But it's just that it's not fair.
I want to make enough money that I can have somebody like clean my house and a chef that cooks like 80% of our meals. That's what I
Yeah.
want to get. And
Yeah.
then like that would be so freeing and nice. I have no
Mm-hmm.
idea how much that costs though.
Yeah. I do. Do you like to cook?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't mind it, but it's more of a time thing. When
Mhm.
I want to do it, I don't want to rush. Like I like to cut the vegetables, cut the meat, like it's do the whole thing, and I just don't have time, so then I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because I was thinking on that. I don't know if I would want a chef or just to be in a place where I have time and just a nice kitchen with space to cook a full meal, cook it, and maybe not have to clean it up though. Like some sort of cleaning service. That sounds awesome. But
That's why we have kids though, right? I was just thinking about that.
yeah, or if I just had more time in like the morning where I could be into to the office at 8 sometimes or 9 even, where I could do that in the morning. You know what I mean?
I really enjoy cooking breakfast more than
Mm.
any other meal of the day.
Yeah, I love cooking during sporting events.
Mm-hmm. My problem is sometimes if I'm grilling, I forget about it, and then you
Uh,
burn it, and it's the worst.
yeah, we need to get a well. We'll probably get a grill soon.
You don't have a
We
grill?
no.
That's crazy.
I know it's pretty weak sauce, but I just use the air fryer for like everything.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty darn good alternative. Like
I
wings
mean,
in the air fryer are really good.
it's just steak in the air fryer. I know there's some people freaking out or burger in the air fryer. I'm not saying it's better, but it's just so quick and just
Yeah.
boop boop boop, and then there's no hot pans and trying to push a kid away and shit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, whether you want a chef or not, making money affords you the luxury of not having to worry about what your grocery bill is.
Yeah.
Or if there's other therapies or treatments or whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter, right?
hmm
So overall quality of life can definitely be improved with money. I don't know how
Oh.
some people afford groceries and shit on one's, they got a whole family on one salary, and it's
Oh.
not like they make a ton of money. Some
Yeah.
people do, but not everybody.
Yeah.
Wild. I'd be
Yeah.
stressed out.
I think about that a lot, and that just helps us put everything in perspective. Like, I know it's not ideal right now for like in this situation, but your situation, like you're actually like good, like you're doing very well. All you have to do is just tighten up, and you'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's all you have to do to fix your horrible situation. Is just focus more.
Definitely. Definitely.
It's like, oh yeah, that's fine. I'm okay.
But the hard part, that is harder than it looks. In that moment, all you want to do is detach, right? And not think about focusing. It'll solve itself. I want to go play video games. I want to read a book, watch Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
When really, if you just focus on it every day a little bit, it gets easier. We tried to do a no spend January
Oh yeah.
where we didn't really spend any money outside of essentials.
hmm
And 2 days after we started that, Ash got a flat tire. We had to get a new tire.
yeah.
But
Ugh.
but even we weren't perfect, but even having that as a goal in the back of our head, we spent so much less just stupid money on
hmm
unnecessary shit. So net was a positive.
Yeah. Just having that focus even just is such a game changer, which
Mm-hmm.
seems very obvious, but if you just think about the thing and have it on your mind, you'll end up somewhere in that direction, even if you aren't perfect with it.
For sure. For sure. While we're on the subject of nutrition, do you guys, I mean, obviously you guys pay attention, but when we were growing up, right, we had full sugared like pops, candies, like zebra cakes, ho hos, cosmic brownies, like the list goes on and on, right? There was Doritos, chips, Sunny D, Capri Sun, like you just,
Gatorade,
huh?
Gatorade with no athletics.
Yeah, it's so much sugar, so much processed food. And me and Ash had been talking about that a little bit. I don't want to like throw her into it, but did you hear about Carrie Mueller or Carrie uh, Picard situation? We'll talk
Mm-mm.
about it offline. But anyways, it was a health thing, and it's something Ash really worries about. And we just started talking about how we grew up, and what we were inundated with. And you get all these people saying, well, the vaccines and, we're not eating healthy and all this. And it's like, well, no shit. We were raised on highly processed foods, tons of sugar. Like, no wonder we're probably not the healthiest young generation, you know? We
Yeah.
develop at a bare minimum, we developed a lot of really bad habits. So we try to be
Oh.
better with our kids. I was wondering if you guys pay a lot of attention to nutrition with Leon and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a different thing. We let's see. Well, firstly, he likes to eat well, just naturally, which is nice.
That's good.
Like he loves berries. He loves like just chicken, meats, and just like real foods. He doesn't really have a sweet tooth, but his snacks will be like chips, like pretzels with peanut butter, or sometimes like goldfish, like things like that, which aren't like great, but you gotta live some too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
we definitely try to stick to like that 80-20 at least,
yeah.
you know.
And the only fast food he's had is he's had some of a chicken sandwich from Popeyes twice, and then we'll do like pizza sometimes. Than just like normal kid food.
Sure. Sure.
But we definitely check for like dyes. We don't do anything with dyes in it.
Hmm.
Mm. Or if it's just like heavy sugar, we'll look for just the better options. Then we'll do more like organic stuff for him.
Yeah. Yeah, we try to stick to the organic stuff. Definitely like the first thing I look at on a label is added sugars, right?
Yeah.
If you're having something that has a lot of natural fruits in it, even if it's organic, it's going to have a lot of sugars, but at least it's coming from the ingredients and not just dumping additional sugars in. And then Ash has been really big on the dyes. I'm starting to pay more attention to that. Um, it's crazy how some of that affects people. I was just talking to another contractor, and
Hmm.
he said he over the last year he's been having some super bad migraines, and they couldn't figure out why. And his doctor told him to cut out all dyes and then start reintroducing dyes as like one on one, you know, kind of an elimination process.
Yeah.
And just the red dyes would was giving him headaches. Blues and yellows or whatever other dyes there were didn't matter, but it was the red ones that were he was super sensitive to, which is interesting. Um,
Ooh,
yeah,
and
it's funny because Frankie eats super healthy, but she loves like juice, which is
uh,
hard because it's so much sugar. Marshall will only drink water, doesn't want to drink anything else, but he has such a bad sweet tooth.
yeah, yeah.
And his diet, like he's so picky right now. He doesn't want to eat hardly anything. And so you're trying to make sure he's like getting calories, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, if you're really that hungry, you'll eat whatever, you know?
Yeah. Hmm.
So it's just funny how different they both are.
And yeah, it's just uh with Frankie with the juice. Do you cut the juice at all with water?
At a bare minimum 50-50.
Yeah,
We
cause
try to do more.
I remember Katrina told me that like last year, like, oh yeah, I used to cut my juice as a kid. Then I was like, what? Like that just sounds like ugh.
We didn't do
So then I
that.
tried something like, oh, this is good. And then I tried some regular juice and was like, what the fuck? This is so much sugar.
It's crazy. Yeah. Tons of sugar. And the big difference with it too is you're getting so much sugar in like a liquid form. It's not like eating the fruit, right? Like
Oh
you probably
yeah,
know that, right? Where your body has time to process and digest it and break it down. Juice is just like, give it to me, you know?
yeah. Yeah.
uh, so yeah, Frankie's she's been good about that. It took probably 2 weeks when she first had juice, it was apple juice. She she was sick, and I think we were back in Iowa actually, and she had some juice at my parents' house, and she only it had to be the full on juice, like no cutting, and we just slowly like
Oh,
brought it down over like 2 weeks, and then yeah, now we do at least 50-50.
nice. Yeah, Leon Lucky doesn't ask for juice, just milk and water. So
It's good. It's good.
that stays.
We'll do
Yeah.
we'll do electrolytes for Frankie instead of juice. So we'll
Uh,
just sprinkle in a little bit of those. We have to watch it later in the day so she doesn't pee too much, but
yeah,
we've got it figured out now. So
right, that's smart. I'm gonna have to ask you that sometime too, especially like this spring, just getting in some more liquids.
yeah, and as kids, they're running around like crazy, right? And as they start sweating and stuff like that too, just helps kind of replenish their bodies without just inundating them with juice and Gatorade.
Mhm. And I know you wanted to talk about AI. Speaking of robots, I saw the trailer for Wild Robot. That movie looks so good.
It was good. We saw it in theaters. It was good.
I remember you saw it, but it after I saw the trailer, I feel like your hype didn't match how good it looks.
Probably won't.
Hmm.
I
Like
think I don't know. It was good, but it almost dragged on a little bit much, you
okay.
know? Um it had a similar vibe to almost with a little bit more action, but like Wally, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
Um
yeah.
more action mixed in for sure, but I thought it was a good movie.
Okay.
I would watch it again, no problem. Like if my kids wanted to flip it on and watch it every day for the next 2 weeks, I wouldn't be pulling my hair out.
Where's cool, yeah. I just saw it was like, whoa, this looks like big. I'm pumped. My expectations are high, so I'll let you know.
Yeah,
Also,
I hope it delivers for you. I do.
mm, thank yes, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
And then we never talked about the trailer for Warfare. That movie looks nuts.
Which one's that?
The A24 movie
Oh
with the
yes, yeah. You sent me that. I'm all in, dude. That thing looks sick.
uh,
Yes.
same.
What? Remind me. What is A24? Like who?
It's just like a movie production company,
That's
and
the
I
first
feel
I've heard of them.
they've been around, and they have like some really just cool movies, some really like weird movies too. It's like a thing.
Hmm.
Um, but I first started to notice them probably around 2018. Like, oh, 24, cool. Um, yeah. I can't think of any movies off the top of my head now, but
Yeah,
they
dude.
got some bangers.
That one looks sick. Very
Yeah.
excited for that one. When's it come out?
I am not sure what. Yeah. I am not sure 100%. Okay. So, okay. Oh, yes. Sorry, I just pulled up the screen. I'll list it off in just a sec here. Um, yeah, I'm not sure when that comes out, but they were founded in 2012,
Hmm.
and some movies you might have heard of. Midsummer, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Moonlight, The Lighthouse, Uncut Gems, The Iron Claw, Beau with Afraid, Ex Machina, mid 90s banger, The Green Knight, Kill Team, and so just like some movies like that.
Some pretty good ones in there, huh?
Yeah, yeah, and just like just some weird like. It seems like if it's an A24 movie, it's gonna be like a thing. Like you'll know about halfway through. I feel like is this an A24? But
Sure.
but
Dude, doesn't 2012 seem not that long ago?
oh, it seemed like it was like 6 years ago.
And it's 13, if
That's
I'm
insane.
doing my math right. It's
I don't
crazy.
believe it. Yeah, it's like what happened? Just in
That
one since Leon was born, I don't know the year and I don't know how old I am.
I have
And
no.
and I don't know what happened in each year.
I told somebody I was 32 just last week, and I'm pretty sure I'm 33.
It's, yeah,
That's
it's
so
insane.
funny. Yeah. I mean, Frankie's going to be in kindergarten in the fall.
Ooh, that's
That's
exciting.
wild.
Yeah, yes, it is. Like, damn. I feel like you just had a.
Yeah, I feel the same. Man,
Oh,
sad.
so
Sad.
yeah, it is. So going back to Wild Robot. So AI, what do you tell me more?
Well, so there's kind of two big parts with AI, the actual like humanity and society component of it. And then I was going to touch on, our industry specifically. And I wanted to get your take on, from a humanity and society standpoint, what your thoughts are, right? Because OpenAI just released that they have a plan, and I think they were meeting with the government about something regarding getting the human element out of business, basically. They wanted to create, they have plans and are on track to create an AI that basically could take the level of like a PhD level person, right? They could handle admin tasks all the way up to high complex solutions and coding and all that kind of stuff. I don't feel like that is great for society as a whole, but also everything about technology when it's first introduced, people are like, this is going to be the end of humanity. And we
Every
end up
single.
finding a way, you know?
Yeah, people didn't like electricity when first out.
Yeah. Or
Like,
fire. Like if you want to go
things.
back far, like fire. um, so no, it's an interesting, like I'm cautiously optimistic about the whole thing. Like I'm really excited about the potential. I think if you don't embrace it, you're gonna really fucking struggle in life
Oh yeah.
eventually. You know what I mean?
I mean, imagine if you didn't have a cell phone right now, when you try to just do stuff.
That's the other thing is like they could adopt this, but it's gonna take for fucking ever. There's still people that will refuse to get like smartphones, you know?
Mhm.
Same thing going to our engineering and architecture industry. I mean, AutoCAD's been out since the late 90s at least, on a mass scale. There's still people that do all their plans by hand. They hand draw at all their blueprints and everything. And yeah, they're older guys, but when that came in, people were like, I'm not going to have the same level of control. I'm not going to be, there's going to be issues and errors all over the place. And I'm like, every time I get a hand drawn plan set, they basically drew it. Any dimensions that change, they just erase the dimension. They don't redraw it. So nothing scales correctly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all this stuff that you guys were complaining about are issues with your plans right now. that I don't have an AutoCAD. So, it's you have to embrace the change, I think, from an overall society standpoint. But I really hope we don't get carried away too fast.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of my thoughts.
No, yeah, I would say that's fair. Cautiously optimistic makes sense. Um, I guess, yeah, I don't really have. I'm not scared. I'm just kind of neutral. I'm embracing it.
Sure.
It's already helped out me so much just with typing and things and being a personal assistant. And I know that it won't be able to replicate the creative part. So that's that's the thing where I'm like, oh, I like creative, so I'm not too worried about it. It will be weird if we get to a place where every business is a robot, then every business becomes like one thing, and then we have it's basically like the Wally like future world where we don't really have choices because everything is done for us, and we don't really do anything.
Yeah, I think
But
that's the big yeah, I think that's the big fear, but even in last our last podcast we talked about humans' innate ability to like it's in our inherent nature for survival,
hmm
right? So I don't think we would get to the point of where we become basically obsolete. You know,
but I feel
there's
like we're
gonna
already.
go ahead.
I feel like we're already almost there. If you take someone's phone away, they're done.
Yeah, but I
Or
don't think it wouldn't take that long for us to readapt to that. I don't think. There's going to be people that will not, right? You're
yeah.
going back to Darwinism at that point. I think as a whole, I mean, look at The Walking Dead. It's a show, right?
hmm
And things kind of go to hell, but like there's still the human element of where the majority of people still want to live in whatever world there is. They want to keep going. So
Yeah.
from that standpoint, I think we're going to be okay. You look at, I don't know if it's going to give you, like, it sucks dealing with like the AI chatbots and stuff like that in certain instances. Sometimes it's great, right? But sometimes you just want to talk to a human and be able to like reason and discuss and have some human judgment involved where
Yep.
you wouldn't get that. I heard one example, somebody said it would be perfect for booking like travel. And somebody else said, yeah, but if you're actually a person who uses travel agents to book travel, you know that AI is not going to do it that well. Because now you've got an AI bot chatting with another AI bot to figure out your plan. You have no idea if that AI bot is getting you the best deal or are they really getting you what you want. There's so many nuances to it. It goes back to like that's a creative process, right?
hmm
Finding a deal, finding a plan, putting them in seats, using their preferences. So I'm with you. I think if you can develop high level skills that can't be replicated easily with like a Google question, that creativity component and other skills like that is going to be huge to keep what you want to do moving forward.
Yeah. I ideally AI and stuff will do just more jobs, and then we'll get a check or some shit, and people will be able to just practice their passions and things all day. You know what I mean? Like that sounds cool, but as I'm saying it, that just sounds like I don't see that. Um, yeah, and just the whole helpless thing. Sometimes I feel helpless where when I'm like, oh, I haven't used a map for so long, or I don't have to think about things. I still do, but I can Google or just ask AI anything. Like I can order food and it's here. Just stuff is just so easy that sometimes I have to remind myself, like, hey, don't get too reliant on everything being so just simple all the time.
For sure. I think it's been a net positive, technology as a whole. But if you had to go without your phone for a week, I think you'd struggle for the first day. Then you'd be like, this is kind of cool. And then you'd miss your phone for a day or two. And then you'd be like, you know what? Like, this isn't so bad. It's actually kind of nice, you know? But it is hard to replicate that in a world where it's still the norm to have your
Yeah,
phone.
and another thing with everything is so easy. I feel like they can also hypnotize people through the phone as well. So it's like everything's easy, and then you're being like hypnotized at the same time
Yeah.
to to just want to just keep watching or do nothing or just such a big distraction.
Oh, for sure. No, it is. It definitely does that. But I mean, from an AI standpoint, to your point on the creativity side, right? Within
Hmm.
our industry, engineering and architecture, it allows you to more effectively and efficiently come up with thousands of iterations and alternatives in a minuscule amount of time, right? If you want to lay out a structure with beams and joists and headers and all of that, right? You can kind of lay it out. It could run through the design for you and give you 2,000 different options on how you could lay this house out. Kind of, it could pull in current pricing in local markets.
Hmm.
And now you're figuring out, okay, this one is, here's your top three, right? The top
Hmm.
one is probably the best, but depending on labor pricing, it might be too expensive. Right. And so you can have those conversations with your clients and it allows you to put together better designs, but it's not going to allow you to just, I guess the successful companies are going to use it that way. The other ones are going to just say, this is what AI spit out. Right.
Uh,
And it's not going to take any nuanced approach to detail it how the guy actually wants to build it. Right. And to
hmm.
me, that's where the big benefit is to be able to utilize your creative skills, your knowledge, and all of that, and enhance it. Right? It improves it.
Yeah, that's like that whole thing is why a big reason why I started to do more podcast stuff is the AI part is helps them with everything that I'm so bad at. That was just such a big obstacle, and time just sucked. That it was that it felt so daunting, and now I feel like I just have Jarvis, just a perfect assistant, and it's so helpful. Yeah.
Dude, if AI turns into Jarvis, that I believe would be like the perfect system. You're because you're able to just process ideas and information so fast, but Jarvis isn't there doing all the work for you. I
Hmm.
mean, he's doing the work, but not the thinking part, right? You know what I mean? Like that. That's such a perfect example. I love it.
And then to go into the industry stuff, like I can tell AI to make up a marketing plan for this business, and this is what they do, this is what they're trying to do. Then it will spit out something, but it's it's oh it's fine, but it's not. It doesn't have all that extra sauce. You know what I mean?
But if it gets you 80% of the way there,
Yep.
that's
It
what
it
you're
can.
looking for.
Yep. And the 80% is just typing out a coherent, like structured thing. is hard, but I can say it, and then
Yeah.
it types it all out. I'll go in, type out some changes,
Yeah.
but
Here, another reason why I'm optimistic about it is I think it's going to lead to people from the survival standpoint creating, designing, doing things that we can't even think of right now, right?
oh,
If it, to your point, if it takes your job and it allows you to work on your passion projects or pursue something, it gets people thinking about a different way, right? For their own survival. So I think there's going to be a ton of net benefits that come out of it that we don't even know, right?
yeah, and
Yeah, go ahead.
and, and and it might not go from nobody works. Maybe some people just work part-time, but you're working at like a garden place, so you're helping with like something you actually like to do, but it's still a service. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
for
but
sure.
not like a nine to five. Like, oh, I crunched numbers for something that I just don't like to do.
Yeah.
Or I'd still volunteer to like to snowplow sometimes. You know what I mean? Like shit like that.
Yeah. Dude,
Okay, so I'll snowplow.
we just had snowplows out at like 4 a.m. and then like 11 p.m. And I just said that is one job, an industry I will not do
Mm-hmm.
because the hours suck. Like it's night shift work basically,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know?
But what if I could only do it like a few times a week during the winter, and then after that I'm done. Or the robots get the interstate, so I just do some back road stuff too.
So do you think so you're basically saying like people aren't going to be doing as much, but they'll still get paid the same? So is it AI is deflationary, so everything gets way cheaper in order
Mm.
to
Um, I didn't even think that deep on it. I was just thinking of different scenario that I was talking, but
sure.
I guess I would imagine. Yeah, because if there was AI, would there be some sort of fixed income? But what if you didn't they need the fixed income because you could still work, but then if you had to work, would you be like, why am I working? It's when
It's
these people.
it's a cycle, right? People have to work so they can spend money so that those people can pay the people who need to work and it just keeps going. So if you get rid of one of those components, we're kind of
Yeah,
something's
yeah,
got to
Dave's
give.
right idea. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I think it's super cool. All the possibilities, and we're still in the really early stages of it too, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I think it will be good. Ooh, also speaking of robots, we can segue or bounce back, but the drone is my new favorite thing. It's my new like hobby for sure. It's so fun.
You liking it?
It's so sick, and
How
it's an Xbox. It's a first person shooter. Can control them like oh
I
like
got
this makes
this.
sense. Yeah.
Dude, there are some very skilled drone operators out there. And
Ooh.
they almost all look like kids who grew up playing a shit ton of video games.
Yeah. It's.
You know, and
Yep.
so for all the parents that said, "Don't play video games," not gonna it's not gonna benefit you in life. Well, it did for some of these kids.
Yes, I was so worried about like how it would be feel to drive and landing it and just the whole thing, but it's just
How's
smooth.
how's the video quality?
Good. It's 4K.
It's
So it,
4K? Nice.
yep. And it's cool because when it lands, if you just hit down, it will stop at a meter, and then it will just land itself.
Hmm.
There's a button on the controller that will set it to home. But then if you just hit that it will automatically just come back and land at that spot.
Nice. And does it uh do you have to like hit hover or control it, or like once you lay off the sticks it just sits
The
there?
stick will just yes sit.
Nice.
So it's always hovering. Um, well you hold it down to get it spinning, and then once it's up, it will just hover,
Oh, I got you. Nice.
move around, and you can set like the limit and distance. So it's got a max height of 500 meters, which is not too like you can't see it.
I was gonna say that's pretty fucking high.
Yeah, it's insane. And then the range says that it's unlimited. So I'm
What?
won't test that out at any time, but I don't even know like.
That's probably like a GPS thing, right? Like it pings the GPS on your phone or something.
Yeah, because your phone hooks into the controller mount, and so it's got like a map, GPS, a heist, everything.
I wanna get one for content. I mean, just job sites are so sick being seen from like an aerial view, in my
Ooh,
opinion, you know? And then to
mm-hmm.
be able to fly it through the house would be
Yeah,
dope too.
yes, sir. Yeah, that's the. I'm excited to get like just good because it's fun,
Well,
and
once you get
I'm
good, dude, I'll pay you to come out here. You guys can stay with us. We'll shoot some content, and then you'll
just
probably convince me to get my own.
yes, sir. Yeah, that sounds great. Like that's the plan. Um, yeah,
That's
that'll
awesome.
be so much fun.
Speaking of content, my website's getting close. We're
Ooh,
like
yeah.
we're like almost there. So it's basically built out. There's probably a little bit of copy work I need to tweak. I would say it's 90% there from
Uh-huh.
the web designer. And then I just want to update some of the photos and bring that stuff in. But I'm excited to get that live. That's been a
That's
that's been a
great.
bear to work on because I know what I want, but I don't really know what I want. So trying to convey that to the website designer, and he's been great. Um, and he nailed most of it right away, I would say. But just like the little details and some of the flow and
Oh
all
yeah.
that kind of stuff is kind of tough. But that's been fun to get that put together.
Nice. You got any networking meetings lined up or anything?
I do. An old colleague of mine I'm meeting with on Wednesday. I want to kind of pick his brain, see if he'd be open to joining the insulation business potentially. Um,
Uh,
he's kind of looking for a job, so and he'd be perfect for it. I've got I think 3 lunches scheduled next week. Um, 2 clients and an ex colleague of mine who works at a different engineering firm. So, and then one guy down in Denver, I'm meeting with him in 2 weeks. Another client at the end of February. So I'll just keep adding them in. So I've been pretty good on averaging two a week, which I've been happy about.
that's awesome, and that's just a lot of people. Like that's a lot of like just networking. You
There,
know, yeah.
it's a lot. I mean, we do. I was just talking to Ash about this. We do. I think we worked on probably close to 150 projects last year at any
Mm-hmm.
given time, different scales, and probably 40 to 50 different clients, homeowners, contractors, and then there's all sorts of different trades in there, and then all the engineering community. And yeah, dude, it can be tough to keep track of sometimes. Like,
Oh.
I get guys calling me because I'll work on anywhere. Some days I might work on 8 to 12 different projects in one day to various
Mm-hmm.
degrees. Any month we probably have 15 to 25 different projects going. And then, a contractor calls and they start asking me a question. I'm like, pump the brakes. What project are we talking about again?
Yeah,
It's like I
yeah,
gotta reset my bearings here, but it keeps it fun and interesting. I think I would get somewhat bored if I only had 10 projects a year
no, yeah,
um,
yeah.
that were bigger. I mean, there's pros and cons to it, but definitely keeps you on your toes for sure.
No, yeah, yeah, that's dope. Have you thought about hitting up Eliza, just seeing what they're up to in the real estate?
I I've thought about it. I haven't yet. Um, it'd be one that I'd want to do. The tough part is one, they probably already have like an engineer down there, and I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
they'd want to pay for me to drive all the way down to Denver.
Oh
But
yeah.
like, I like a lot of her posts and stuff that she puts up, and they do cool work, dude. I like how a lot of their properties have turned out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, yeah. I just thought of that. I was thinking like, oh, I wonder if she knows anyone he's trying to build up in north, or just any if there's any
I I should
there.
I should reach out to her and Paul. It's Paul, right? I think is her husband's name.
Yes, yes.
I think it's Paul Sparks. I should shout out
P.
Bunny Hill
Is that P?
Properties.
Master P, my
Huh?
man. What? It's Master P. I'm not sure if it's Paul or Pete, but it's Paul.
Yeah, I think it's Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Bunny Hill Properties. I think that's their development company's name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Their logo's dope.
Huh?
Their logo's sick. Like, oh, that's fresh.
But
Oh, fresh.
yeah, they do cool work. I should definitely hit them up. Um, see what they got going on. But no, I mean, that's another market that I want to get into. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really focused on growing up here and like
Okay. Yeah.
continuing to take market share up here,
Mhm.
especially in the high-end custom houses, high-end addition and remodels, continuing that path, and then start working into commercial. It seems like, oh, the market's not too big, Fort Collins. There's so much work up here too.
Oh. Yeah.
It's
The
crazy.
market, the market's unlimited.
I know. I know. One thing I was thinking about today, I hate when I do this, but I I don't know, I can't help it. I'll be playing with the kids and I'll just have thoughts that pop into my head. And I was like, for the podcast, if we get to the point of where we could do more show and tell with like pictures or videos, like on our
Mhm.
podcast,
Yep. Can do that.
doing showcasing designs or something, right?
Yeah.
Like if you tell me one week, like, hey, I want just for fun, right? Design me a house that incorporates this, this, and this, and this, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, give me a couple weeks, right? I put something together, put the plan out, and showcase the designs. It would be a fun activity, I think. Also, will showcase my work on the podcast, right? Which, even if it doesn't grow here, but it opens up an entire nation of, you know,
Yep.
marketplace, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know some architects locally here, they don't even do any social media marketing or anything, but
Mm,
they have their home plans on some of those websites, like
yeah.
houseplans.com and all that shit. One guy
Mm-hmm.
said he probably spends 50 hours a year kind of working on that side of the business and generates 250 to $350,000
Not bad.
and doesn't do a lot of marketing. It's just crazy. The opportunities are nuts.
I was just writing something down for our page. I want to follow more Colorado businesses and just stuff too, so it gets more in the Colorado thing. I have that a note to go through as well. And what cities are you in technically?
I live in Windsor. We our business is in Fort Collins. Loveland is the next biggest city up here as well.
Okay, cool, yeah. 'Cause, yeah, just want to start just not like pivoting, but like having the location as Fort Collins or Windsor and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say Fort Collins would be your best bet there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I have all those. Can mix it up some and ooh, also just some Colorado pictures too would just be
Yeah, I'll,
good as well.
I'll get some. I'll start putting. I've got some content and stuff together, but I just need to get it organized and out there.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a whole thing out of that game. And then our TikTok's up. Going to keep adding to that. Then YouTube obviously still doing shorts. So yeah,
Yeah,
just
it's funny. My mom said she only listens on YouTube. That's what
oh
she
yeah.
uses. That's her platform.
I was going to go in shout out.
Yeah, should.
Yeah, it was awesome. Oh, sweet. We got some love. We're getting
Hell yeah.
some
Click
love.
like and subscribe.
Yes, sir. Please. So, yeah, I'm busy over here.
Yeah,
Which
dude, you've been grinding on the socials. I love it, man. You've really committed. It's been good to see.
it's fun and it got to the point where it's taking up like all of my focus in a good way, but almost in a bad way. I mean, not a bad way, but to where I'm like, oh, I gotta like not rein it back, but pick my times. Like at the gym, I'll be thinking of like, oh, like business stuff, or for even just driving around. I'm just always thinking of just like moves and things to do where I'm just been distracted, and it's just a weird feeling.
It's not distracted, it's different.
Or yeah, it's
I've been in that mode for a while since I started my business. It changes it, right? I don't I don't keep up on sports like I used to. I don't keep up on a lot of things like I used to. My workouts are rarely a I'm 100% focused on my workout. And I used to get somewhat frustrated by that. So I'm like, I need this time to focus on working out and whatever. Now I've just used it as like a combination, right? If nothing comes into my head, fine. But also I let myself think of ideas,
mhm.
work through problems and solutions. Running helped me with that the most. Going when I was training for the marathon, going out on long runs, and you end up working through a lot of problems or coming up with cool ideas, new ideas, fun ideas, and it just allows you to think in a different environment. So don't get frustrated and focus on not doing it,
Yeah,
but you don't need to focus on when I go to the gym, I'm going to also think about business too. If it happens,
yeah,
it happens. Just kind of let it flow.
yeah. To not I feel crazy in like a good way.
Yeah, no,
Like
it's good.
thinking like, oh, I need to get back on and see what's up and blah blah blah. And just like there's just like I just want to keep doing stuff, and it's it's so cool because at the start it was like, man, this is hard. I got to do this, and now it's like I can't stop.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's a great spot to be in, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, but
It is
yeah,
weird though. It is weird. It's totally
yeah.
different.
Like a quick BTS on the ICB. Great business. You should go follow and check them out. Is
Definitely.
I'm talking to Macy and Thomas and Malcolm and Terrence and Aaron, but basically all about doing something soon. And Macy said that we could film in her shop. So do like a live one, which I haven't done before. But I'm like, oh yeah, like I want to do that at some point. So let's do it.
That's awesome. That's
Right,
cool.
like you know what I mean. So I got to just figure that out and just yeah, just figure it out. So that's going to be fun. And then hopefully me and Malcolm will be talking this week.
Nice. I saw him. I saw some clips of him on another podcast. I had never heard of it, but yeah, he's out there doing his thing, man. That's awesome. He's been grinding at that for a long time.
Yeah, it's sick. And like his he has some stuff that I told him I'm really jealous of in like a good way. I mean that is a compliment. Is his day-to-day vlogs are sick, and then just all the podcasts and just all on the just all the behind the scenes, just them just chilling or making music is really interesting. And
That's
I just like the whole vibe that they got going over there.
yeah. How'd your conversation with Maddie go?
Good. It was really fun.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the full episode yet, but I saw the clips.
And yeah, I need to say that it's up on YouTube. Yeah, I was nervous, which was funny because like I've talked to her a million times, but then uh but then you just kind of in it and it goes well. Went for about half hour exactly, and it was fun. And it's really I was thinking to myself, it's not about me. Like I don't need to talk that much.
Yeah.
But like I'm the host. Let them talk. It's about them asking questions. So after beginning, I found myself like saying like the business plan, and they're like, no, just don't. So then I stop and let it go.
Yeah.
But really fun. And after it was over, I felt like fucking just electric, like ready to go. So like, oh yeah, this is a good. This is the thing.
Good.
And I felt like not when I asked her, I was still in like the feeling like weirdish about asking people. But now, as soon as it ended, I just like texted three people like, "Hey, we should record." Like that whole thought is just gone.
Yeah. You're
Which
doing it
is
right by getting through the uncomfortable stage with your friends, right?
yeah,
But not, but you're still doing it professionally. It would be really hard to jump in and just interview local business owners the first time, you know?
yeah. Who I don't know
Yeah.
without.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so just getting just practicing keeping like knowing what I'm going to say while listening, and then pivoting, and just it's fun and just
Dude, that's hard. That's why I talk over you sometimes because I don't want to lose my thought. You know, it's like I got something to say, I don't want to lose it.
yeah.
But no, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah, so I just I felt like Dan Patrick was awesome because like whenever I watch the show, I'm like, man, like that looks so fun. He's just doing an interview, and then I got to do that, so it was like, oh, that was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Joe Rogan did, right? He just interviews people that he wants to talk to.
Yeah.
There's no real agenda outside of that. He just asks questions that he's curious about, stuff that interests him.
hmm
And if you enjoy it, then that's perfect. That's what you're looking
Yeah.
for.
Then that's a big reason of how the whole thing came to be. It's like whenever he would have his like Duncan Trussell and they would talk about like Bert Kreischer, but then you would just hear about like their community and they're all like helping market each other at the same time. I'm like, man, that just seems like a fun life. Like just being able to talk to people, help them out. I wish I could do that, and then it's like, oh well, I could merge it with marketing and then give them some content and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
But that was the first thought that sparked it.
Yeah, I think for me, I want to establish some more connections with other younger engineers. You know,
Mhm.
there's a guy who I'm having lunch with next Wednesday. He's an engineer at a bigger firm, and they have an office here in Fort Collins. He's a younger guy. He is about to have his first kid, I think, in March, if I
Mhm.
remember right. So, like, coming up pretty soon. He's also gotten into like ultra running type stuff. And I'm like, man, if I can build some more connections, like getting some of these younger engineers that are starting to build families and whatever, like this fits perfect with our podcast. And we can start mixing in some of those where we interview some of those people, talk about, coming up in the career, maybe starting their own business, fatherhood, balancing parenting, and the demands of our industry is I think that would be really cool and fun. But I need to get some more connections established, I think, before I could really have a good catalog of people to have on.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
think there's an inherent I don't think there's a lot of engineers that want to say yes to something like that versus strictly an engineering podcast. And I don't
mhm.
necessarily want to have a strictly engineering podcast on this podcast. I want to have it
Mhm.
more well rounded, would be kind
Mhm.
of my intent. So
Yeah,
that's where I'm leaning
and
towards.
that's awesome. You out flank me. I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Like I didn't think of that shit. Um, but oh fuck, I just thought opposite. No, 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 no. Oh, is if to pitch it as podcasts are just going to keep on being a thing, so it's going to be good for them to have practice one talking on camera and one talking on a podcast format.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about this guy, before
Hmm.
I even met him, I had actually listened to a podcast that he did with another local guy. So they were
Yeah.
both out in the Northwest, and they started a podcast, like the structural engineering podcast. And I was listening to that before I even know who these two were. And so like I brought it up to him. That was kind of a connection point, right? They're like, "Oh, that's so cool." They haven't done it in like 2 years, I think. They took a little pause, but it was an interesting podcast to listen to.
Yeah, so I would. I mean, he could be the first person to ask. And he could come on
100%.
next week
I know he could. He could.
because like already into it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll probably bring
and
I'll probably bring it up at our next lunch and
yeah,
just see.
yeah, and oh, and then too, can send him clips for him just to have if he wants to have clips of him talking about his business just for his socials too.
Sure.
So we can hook him up with some content as well.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be great.
Fuck yeah.
Man, yeah, I mean, other than that, business has been good on the work side, but it's a lot of the background stuff that's been crazy recently. Insurance, to get insurance is a bear. It's tough.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Like, I had probably three different insurance. So you go through a broker, right? Is the easiest way to do it. They take in your information. You have to break down all of your revenue. So it's based on revenue, and they
Mhm.
develop a risk profile from that based on what percentage you did of like custom houses, apartments, condos, townhomes, all this kind of stuff, commercial buildings. And then, so you have to go through your whole revenue breakdown of that. Then you got to get it to them. And there was probably three or four insurance companies that were like, no, we're not going to even quote this because his condo exposure is too high, which was only like 7% of my revenue. I'm like, fuck. And
Oh
finally, I got one other company that will do it, but man, it's just expensive too. I mean, it's much cheaper than the alternative because it covers me up to like $1 million per lawsuit, $2 million for the year or whatever, which is a lot. Um,
Oh.
but finally got that done. Working on trying to get the loan for the insurance business to purchase that. That's just a lot of
Mm-hmm.
paperwork, getting docs sorted, questions, information keeps coming back, and then talking with my attorney through the same things. Having like finding the right person is the hardest part. Like both the loan officer for the bank and the attorney that I've been working with are awesome. They've been super helpful. You know, the attorneys, like we don't nickel and dime you. Like if we're working on something for you, we'll charge, but we're not going to charge you for answering just general questions and stuff like that, which normally you spend 5 minutes, here's your bill, like they will
Yeah.
invoice for that. And it's kind of like trying to find a therapist, like somebody who speaks your same language that you resonate with, but you have to like talk to a bunch of them to get that gut feel on it.
Oh, yeah, it's like dating.
Yeah, basically it is. But these guys have been great. I feel really good about that, and they've been super helpful. The attorney side of things, he's going to help with, the new business purchase if that goes through. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
also inquiring with him about setting our family up for like more protection to isolate like all of our personal stuff, the kids' stuff, our personal assets away from the business side of things,
Mm-hmm.
and working through some structure and how to do things that way too. So I'm getting into more of the life planning, and then same thing, with the business. My family's income and my employees' income are solely reliant on me being here and functional. And
Mm-hmm.
so talking through, well, what if something happens to me, if it's short term, long term, whatever, how do we transition out of that? And a lot of stuff they don't really want to think about,
Mm-hmm.
but you probably should before it's actually happens.
Yeah, 100%.
So that stuff's been occupying a lot of my time. I'm excited to kind of get up through a lot of that stuff in Q1 here and get on with building the rest of the year. I've got a few engineers I've worked with in the past, or I'm hoping to connect with, that I've been on and off in touch with, to see if they want to kind of jump on board, and
Oh, nice.
they're not fully committed to where they're at or what they're doing, and
Mm-hmm.
so take advantage of that hopefully.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's stupid. Getting late. Yeah, that's big, big, big stuff. Important stuff too. Yeah, I'm just doing more stuff. Scheduling times to record. I need to get some actual like um, just different kinds of content done, like skits and just like ads and things too. And yeah, Facebook's the next big move. I need to get the Facebook made and
How
just kind of.
how do you are you doing any sort of like time blocking, right? Because you hear people that put out a lot of content, and they might do like 1 or 2 days of their week is solely devoted to content generation and production, and then they schedule out posts, right? Is that kind of how you do it, or are you right now just running and gunning?
A little bit of both. Like on, so I have days where I focus on one of the things a little bit more, but like I said, still trying to find a perfect uh scheduler, which will help for just like the bigger posts.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it's just like pre-planning the night before, but it's pretty off the hip. But it's been fun. Just yeah, yeah, it's been fun.
Nice. I want to bring it back to the family stuff real quick. I had one other thing I wanted to talk about. Do you what are you guys doing with Leon for vaccines?
Oh, we skipped the last one. We're just kind of. I think we're just kind of over.
Do you guys pay attention to it?
I mean, I know that there was like there, I know stuff was happening, and me, I'm over vaccines. Like I just like the whole vaccine. Like if you wearing a mask and getting vaccines, cool. But I'm just like fucking dork. Um, yeah. So I don't know. Like, what's the thing? Like, if it seems like it's something he needs, we'll get it. If not, no.
So how do you determine what he needs?
What's the mini COVID shot? No, fuck out of here. Is it one that like I got like the flu shot? Sure, yeah, that makes sense. But the
See,
COVID shot? No.
we're not doing the flu shots because Frankie got like she's gotten sick every time she's gotten the flu shot. And we're just
Mm,
like, let's just go
yeah.
without it. Like she's strong and
Mhm.
healthy and like I haven't got a flu shot outside of the one time I had to for uh when the kids were born. Outside of that, like I haven't got one since probably junior high.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I can't. Yeah, I don't even know. And I can't remember if he got. I just remember the last time they offered him shots and we're like, nah. And I think it might have been flu and COVID maybe, but
Sure.
that's how I am with vaccination. Like I don't even know what it was, but no.
Well,
So.
it came up because we've got the kids' doctor's appointments coming up, and Ash is like, "What do you want to do for their vaccines?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't even really know what they're supposed to get this next time." And then, I was listening to the Sean Ryan show, and he had on a guy named Gary Brecka. Have you heard of him? I've been hearing his
Uh.
stuff for a while. He's in
Yeah.
this. He's like a human biology expert or whatever, and
No.
but he's got a
Listen.
business called like Unlimited Human or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's in that like hot topic space. But he was talking about vaccines and some of that, and he was talking about the difference in what's called a vaccine now versus what used to be a vaccine, right? Back then, like the polio vaccine, he's like, it prevented you from getting polio and from you spreading polio, right? That's what you want out of a vaccine. What we're getting on a lot of these now really just reduce your symptoms, is what they allege,
Mm-hmm.
and reduce the chance of spread. But it's like they're not preventing any of it. It's just reducing the symptoms and severity. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's a lot of other ones, right? You start getting into more of what RFK talks about with like the hepatitis vaccines for kids and stuff that to me it's like, yeah, that shouldn't be a kid vaccine, but we kind of learned that a little too late with Frankie. And but then there's a book, let's see, I wrote it down. The vaccine friendly plan. Um, some doctor put it together on like what they recommend for a vaccine schedule for your kids through they when they become teenagers, and it gives you a lot of the research studies behind it, right? And the data that comes out. And I think that's the biggest thing for us is like just tell us what these vaccines are. Like we just want summaries of what these vaccines are. What's the
Mm-hmm.
risk if we don't give it to them? What's the risk if we do? And then we can decide if we want to give it to the kids or not, right? I'm not an
Yeah.
anti-vaxxer. I'm not a pro just anymore after the COVID stuff. Just like trust your doctors, right? Because a lot of them don't necessarily know either. Or I think most doctors are not corrupt in a sense of where they're going to force you to get the vaccine because that's how they make money. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
most of them inherently do that. There's probably some, but most of them don't. So I was just curious what you guys, if you guys knew any more about it, or if you guys had talked about it, and how you guys go about it.
Yeah, just like I say, just kind of like, yeah. I mean, if it's yeah. That's kind of the vibe. It's, okay, fine.
Sure,
Yeah, more so
sure.
now, we're all vaccinated out. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, just the whole yeah. I'm just moving on from that.
yeah. We don't have to go into the political side. I
Oh,
was
I don't
more
mean like the topic. I mean just like that whole just being so caught up in like what's going on in like the news and stuff.
it's
Just
depressing.
yeah, just can't just yeah. I'm just focused on this stuff, like what we're doing. But I'm not going to get mad at people who are going to choose to just kind of just brainwash themselves with sad news and negativity all day. That's fine. And I'm not even trying to be delusional. Like I know bad things have happened. Like I think about like school shootings and like close family members' death like every day. So I mean I get it, but I'm just not gonna live there. But it's a thing. But you can't live there.
No,
You can't.
no, you're not living your life if you're constantly worried or thinking about that shit the whole time. Like I don't. I'm with you. I can't do all of this stuff all the time, right? Politics, I'm so over all of it right now. I need a break. Just if everybody could just take a break, it'd be great. But if you go on the news source, that's all they talk about. So I don't focus on the news stuff. You know, it
Right.
might come across my feed, but I'm just gonna keep scrolling.
Yeah, yeah. Like there's so much other stuff to live and do.
For
It's
sure,
crazy.
for sure.
Yeah, but I just wanted to get that little PSA out there. Just be careful that you're not accidentally wasting your life making yourself depressed without realizing.
Agreed.
Yeah, and
Agreed.
that's kind of all I got. But I can keep going if you got another topic.
We could end on a lighter note. What'd you think of the football games this weekend?
There's a lot of losers out there that are just so mad at the Chiefs. But remember, we talked about this about years ago. With they're so exciting. Oh, he's got to beat Brady. Oh, and then with like the whole Patriots thing, and now it's like I feel like I'm living this thing all over again. And it's the ref, it's this, it's that. It's like oh my god, like yes, but
It was the refs, though.
like it just
Just
wasn't
kidding.
like and just like the whole
Dude,
rigged. Like that
there
was
was okay. One, I'm so excited to celebrate what Patrick Mahomes' career has done when he's out of the league. But right now, I just love hating the Chiefs, and that's okay. You know,
no fair.
I'm good with it. I hate him. I want him to lose. And I'm really looking forward to today where we can look back on his career and be like, that dude was fucking good. He was good.
I thought
And you watch these games and yes, I think that the Chiefs have gotten an abnormal amount of benefit from the refs, but it wasn't every call was for the Chiefs in this game specifically. And then you look at it, and it's like the Chiefs just make the plays that they have to make, and the Bills didn't.
and they're always on prime time, so you see all their games. Everyone sees all their
Sure,
games.
that's sure.
I thought the Bills were gonna win. I really did.
They should have. But if you can't get 1 yard when you need to, like
Like, yeah,
you knew as soon as they didn't get that conversion, the Chiefs
gonna
were going to
lose.
win. It was simple as that.
Yeah, I thought the Eagles were gonna smash on which they
Yeah, we
did.
called that one. We called that one. Sure
hey,
did. Yeah.
Super Bowl. I mean, the Chiefs are gonna.
I
The Eagles
think
are good,
I think the Eagles
but
are gonna win. The
I
Chiefs have
might.
looked vulnerable.
But they.
It's not going to
But
be
they.
easy. Like if the Eagles turn the ball over and don't make the easy plays, like you look at the Bills. At the end of the game, Josh Allen scrambles, throws the ball up, tight end has a chance to catch it, and just barely even touches the fucking ball. And I'm like, that's the kind of shit that the Chiefs don't miss that play. They make that
Yeah.
play.
You
So if
know.
you're not going to make that play, you're not going to win against them
Hmm.
ever.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good super.
Yeah. I hope Saquon goes off.
Hey, that'd be sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
It should be close because the Eagles are just so good. Like they just have so much skill and talent, and then the Chiefs are the Chiefs. So I think it's gonna be just a really fun matchup.
I think so too. It's gonna be fun.
Just so,
Both defenses are good and both offenses are good in a completely different style of offense.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited for it.
We should before Super Bowl weekend. Let's link with Kansas or Cancer. So I'll reach out to them and we should
We
get
should. That would be a
something
great idea.
together. Just wrap the NFL season. Hear about Joe Burrow being the best or whatever. Um, uh. Yeah, so let's make that happen.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We should definitely do that.
And then for next week, we have some house ideas, which I want to get your opinion on, and just some of Katrina's golden dreams. I want to get your opinion on too, of just like how you would go about that.
Sure. Sounds good.
Sweet. I'm just gonna put that for 22.
Love
Hell
it.
yeah.
Hell yeah,
All
brother.
right, man. Until next time.
Good pod.
Oh, great pod. 122. Let's go there. All right, I love you, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Love you too, brother. We'll catch you.